I'm Jeff Brandon along with Alan Raleigh, folks, and welcome to Norristown Eagle football. Alan, tonight the Eagles taking on a William Tennent Panthers squad that's coming off a loss last week, but more importantly, the Eagles coming off 3 straight league losses. Certainly not something that we would have expected 4 weeks ago when we saw them beat Plymouth Whitemarsh here at home. That game, a big win for Norristown after they defeated Bishop Kenrick in their season opener. Norristown was ranked second. Philadelphia Inquirer Southeastern PA poll. What happened?
Well, I think as with any young team, it's a problem of inconsistency. Norristown, as you said, has lost 3 straight games, but really they've been competitive in 75 to 80% of those contests throughout. I think it's a question. In past years, Norristown has been a senior-dominated squad. Here, they're going with a lot of juniors and sophomores, and it's just something Norristown's only going to get better as the season goes on. Now,
I didn't see those 3 away losses because those three consecutive losses to North Penn, Council Rock, and Neshaminy were away games. But that last game against Plymouth Whitemarsh here at home, the Eagles looked fantastic. They looked absolutely interesting to see how they play this evening.
That's right, and Norristown, as you said, there's 2 struggling teams here. Norristown's never lost 4 in a row during Roger Grove's tenure, and it'll be interesting to see what happens here tonight. Let's go down to the field now, and we'll take on the opening kickoff.
Troy Mitchell, 84, David Nelk, 87, Jim King, 89.
Norristown kicks off deep. Fine kick by Wennick, taken at the 10-yard line by the Panthers. Up through the middle on the wedge, get up to the 32-yard line, where the Eagle defensive squad brings them down, and the Panthers will start 1st and 10 from their own 32. Again, folks, I'm Jeff Brandon, joined by Alan Raleigh and Walt Fry, and this game being brought to you by the Norristown Area School District. We're just underway here in the first quarter. We'll set the offense and defense for you shortly, folks. Conditions here at Roosevelt Field are excellent. It's about 55 degrees here at game time. Crystal clear skies, just a little bit of wind. Should be good football tonight. Off right tackle, number 42 for William Tennent. We've got a flag early. That was Bernie Jones on the carry. He only picked up a yard, but let's see what the flag is. Personal foul, Norristown. Well, that doesn't bode too well here. Our first play of the game, the Eagles called for a personal foul.
Personal foul against Norristown.
So, mark off 15 yards. Excellent field position for the Panthers. So, Walt, now they'll take over 1st and 10 from their own 48-yard line. I didn't catch who that infraction was called against. Obviously, someone a little rough after the play was dead.
I'm sure that's not the way they wanted to start off after those 3 losses. I'm sure they wanted to start off a little better than that, but we'll see if they can hold them here.
Tennant out of the I formation, up the middle that time for about 4 yards. Jones starting at quarterback for Tennant, number 12, Brian Welsh, and joining Jones in the backfield, number 44, Tom Hoffman. Across the line for Tennant, number 66, Bill Balso, number 73, Matt Vance, number 63 at center, Eric Brown, number 54, Jeff Gross, number 67, Charlie Canair, and at tight end, number 89, Jim King. 2nd down and 7 for the Panthers. Just inside Eagle territory at the Eagle 48-yard line. Once again off the right side. This time good for about 2.5 more before being brought to Norristown. Hotham at that time on the carry, number 44 for William Tennant. They'll make it 3rd down, and let's call it a long 3, just about 4 yards. We'll get you those Eagle defensive starters shortly. Final starter for William Tennant at wide receiver, number 84, Troy Mitchell. Joined at split end by number 87, David Nelk. And Norristown drawn off sides. We'll see if they call encroachment, but that's 78 for Norristown. Vinny Katagnis came crashing through the line prior to the snap. Well, that's what you call an easy 1st down. And the Panthers will take it a lot easier than trying to pick up 4 on your own. Well, this is a nice drive sustained by penalties for William Tennent. Now they've got the ball at the Norristown 40-yard line. 3 mediocre runs from scrimmage, and they move the ball about 40 yards. There's the pitch around the right side to Jones. Good pursuit that time by Norristown, driven out of bounds by the Eagles' number 22, Mike Carroll, along with number 32, Marcus Smith. The Eagles have a lot of players going both ways this year, Walt, offensively and defensively. A lot of those speedsters in the Norristown backfield also play in the secondary for Norristown. Same thing across the line. Second and situation for Tennent. Welsh this time to his left for the first time on the keeper. That time they tried to run the option, but good penetration by number 55, Bill Every, linebacker for Norristown. Great play by him. Sends Welsh for a 1-yard loss. It'll be 3rd and 10. Those defensive starters for the Eagles. Across the front line, number 3, Priest Ramsey, number 61, Rich Romano, number 77, Chad Ochnick, number 78, Vinny Katagnis, number 44, Mike Evan. Linebacker, Bill Every and Marcus Smith. This time they set up out of the eye again. Man in motion. Flag on the play. It's going to be illegal motion, I think. Certainly not good for the first down. Pickup of about 3 yards on the play. We'll wait for the officials' call. Well, it looks like it's going against William Tennent since they're consulting the Eagle captain. He takes the penalty. That's interesting. Shows some confidence in the defense there that they say they can hold them again on 3rd down. We'll see what the yardage is. All right, since that penalty was called before the play began, the motion penalty, just had to take the 5 yards rather than take the down. Nice to have that whisper in my ear again from Alan Riley, that his many years of experience back here in the booth tonight. Quite a shock to all of us here. They hand off again, still don't go to the air. This time to the split end, number 87, Nelk.
Well, so far, it really doesn't look like Tennent has much of a passing game. I mean, I can't really judge, but they certainly haven't used it. Maybe they're just playing conservative right now and just judging to see what Norristown will do.
I mean, I agree with you. You got inside Eagle territory at their 40-yard line. You got 4th down and 15. You run the ball up the middle again. They haven't thrown the ball yet, but of course, Welsh was picked off 3 times last week in a losing effort. That may have something to do with it. The punt is up. It's a good one. Carroll's back deep. He lets it hit. Smart move on Mike Carroll's part as the ball rolls out of the end zone. The Eagles will start 1st and 10 at their 20.
That was a tremendous punt for a player. It looked like 87, David Nelk, who hit that. Hit it a long way.
Well, you were at some of those Eagle Road losses. If there's anything that you can say that would be descriptive of why they lost, what would you pick? 1 or 2 factors? What would they be?
Well, I saw the North Penn game. It was mostly just miscommunication in the backfield. The defense was good. I mean, they only allowed North Penn a touchdown. And North Penn does have some good players, but it's just miscommunication and just some bad play on the offense, and they just couldn't get it rolling.
That time the Eagles take the ball around the right side for 2 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 8. In the backfield for Norristown at quarterback, number 8, Dave Sessa, number 32, Marcus Smith, number 42, John Ruttman, joined by number 22, Mike Carroll. Priest Ramsey will be your wide receiver. Dwayne Smith, number 4, your tight end. Our center, number 67, Dave Latanzi, joined across the line by number 65, Steve Clark, number 78, Vinny Katagnis. We'll get you those other 2 starters in just a moment. Go the other way to Carroll around the end. He cuts it up. Nice spin move that time to shake off a tackler. And Carroll goes forward. Give him another 4 yards on the carry. Make it 3rd down and about 3 to go. We've got 6:55 remaining in the first quarter. The Eagles with their first possession. Rounding out the offensive line for the Eagles, number 61, Rich Romano, number 77, Chad Ochnick. Carroll goes wide right.
And that's an interesting formation this time. They have Priest Ramsey out wide left. Carroll out as a wide receiver right.
It's going to be close. They ran the ball up the middle. Looked like Marcus Smith. No, it was Ruttman, pardon me, John Ruttman up the middle. First down, Norristown. That time Grove just trying to spread the defense out a little bit and ran it up the middle for 3 yards and got just enough for the first down.
So far, I see a lot of substitute for Norristown. We give the starters, but there are lots of people in and out.
Same formation. The backs are in the eye. We're going to have a penalty, delay a game. Norristown fails to get the snap off before the official calls delay a game. So there's the Norristown's third penalty of this contest so far. Brief contest, only 6 minutes into the ball game. And the Eagles have been penalized for 25 yards. Well, I know in that PW game we were impressed by the versatility of the Norristown offense, the fact that you had 3 excellent running backs, any of whom could do the job for you, and the fact that Sessa was not afraid to run the ball or put it in the air. It'll be interesting to see this evening how much of that versatility Roger Grove elects to use. Out of the eye again to Ruttman, around the right side, and he's buried. Good pursuit by the Panthers. And on the middle that time, number 63, Eric Brown. Give you the other starters for the Tennent defense. Number 77, Sean Bates, 67, Charlie Canair, and 66, Bill Balzo across the line. The linebackers are 87, David Nelk, 54, Jeff Gross, and 88, Kevin McCarthy. Number 42, Bernie Jones, is one of your safeties. The other is number 23, Guillermo Isaac. The Eagles on second and long. They're way overthrown. 10 yards beyond the nearest receiver. It looks like Dwayne Smith is arguing interference out there for Norristown.
I think that time Dave Sessa had nobody open and just overthrew all his receivers to avoid a sack or an interception.
I think even if there had been a little pushing and shoving, that ball was uncatchable. I doubt they would have called anything anyway. Now it brings up third down and 16 for Norristown from their own 24-yard line. Clock is stopped with that incompletion. We have 5:15 remaining in the first quarter. Once again, that wide set. This time the draw play up the middle. Ruttman slips a tackle. He's got some open field. Oh, look at that guy run. I tell you, he picks up 16.5 yards, good for the first down, up to the 42-yard line of Norristown. Number 23, Guillermo Isaac, missed it at time for the Panthers, and Ruttman with some beautiful moves to sneak free on that draw play. Beautiful.
We've said it before, he is tough to tackle, and if you do miss him, he's going to burn you.
Boy, I tell you, it makes Roger Grove look like a genius, doesn't it? Third and 16, he calls a draw, and Ruttman goes for 16.5. There's a flag, motion on Norristown. That'll be their fourth penalty of the game.
While you have this chance, I just want to give you somebody to watch on that Tennent line. Number 77, Sean Bates. We have him in the program as 6'6", 297 pounds.
Reminiscent of the Reinhardt days here at Norristown.
And no, he's not a senior, he's not a junior, he's a sophomore.
That time, illegal motion on the Norristown line. Looks like we have a new Eagle uniform this year. I don't know. We're not showing that right now, but maybe we'll get a glimpse of those new uniforms. Cheerleaders have new uniforms this year, too. Very impressive. I love it. Oh, that time looked like Ruttman tripped over the heels of Marcus Smith, who was out in front blocking. Now we've got to look at those Norristown cheerleaders and our new Norristown Eagle. It's going to be second down and 15 for Norristown.
We've seen it before. It's just a matter of putting it together, and I'm not really quite sure what's happened this year, but just hasn't come together like in past.
All right, now we have 3rd and 14, 3rd and 15 for Norristown. Now, does Roger Grove go to John Ruttman again on the draw, or have we used up that trick already? Carroll wide right, Ramsey split to the left, out of the I formation. Sessa goes across the middle to Carroll, overthrown again, incomplete, and Norristown will have to punt, 4th down and 15.
Time Carroll interference, but no call again.
That call anyway, that's a tough way to get the first down. Cutting cross, your man's only 2 yards off the line of scrimmage. He's got to run for the other 13. It was overthrown in any event. And the Eagle punting unit is in. Be 2 men back deep for William Tennent. They're going to try and set up a return early in this ball game. Scoreless, 3:40 to play in the first quarter.
Great play that time on special teams. Number 42, John Ruttman, brought down like number 14 that time on the return, Bob Rosenberger. No yardage gained on the return. If maybe could have even lost some. And a nice kick by Rob Wennick.
There's that new and improved Norristown band we've heard so much about this season. Welsh in at quarterback for the Panthers. Up the middle again. That time Jones bulls his way for about 4 yards, almost 5. We'll see where the officials spot it. Of course, the Panthers in their all-white uniforms with the red and black trim. Norristown in their blue jerseys with the white pants. Everybody in tight for the Panthers. Out of the eye, they keep it on the ground. Nice penetration by Norristown. Jones went over the left side that time. Marcus Smith was there to meet him, along with number 77, Chad Ochnick. Now we've got 3rd down again for William Tennent. 3rd down and a long 3. We'll call it just about 4 yards. There's the pitch to Jones around the right side. He's got some running room, close to the first down. I think he's got it. Looks like Mike Carroll over there on the tackle, along with Rich Romano, a couple other fellas. We've got an official's timeout. We're going to mark the ball and spot it. First down by about half a football length from the way it looks up here. So William Tennent does it on the ground. So the Panthers set up 1st and 10 from their 43-yard line. Receiver wide left. Up the middle again, Jones for another 5. Well, I guess they'll do it till Norristown shuts it down.
I've got to think that Tennent's limited offense is eventually going to wear out against Norristown. I mean, they do have a good defense, and just the running game, I don't think it's going to work all day.
It worked there. Bernie Jones really hit that hole off the left side, picked up, what, about 13, 14 yards on the carry. Yeah, well, the long term, I think that eventually the Norristown defense is going to catch on to this offensive game plan. I mean, run the ball, run the ball, run the ball, and sooner or later, Tennant's going to have to go to the air, I think. But on that last play, Jones, with a nice carry, takes the ball into Norristown territory again, and they set up at the 38-yard line of Norristown, 1st and 10. Welsh to Jones again. They're just following that left guard. Winding down here in the first quarter, Walt, only 39 seconds to play, and Tennent has yet to put the ball into the air.
I'd like to see what they could do, because every time they run the ball, run that same play, number 55, Bill Every, is in the backfield and on Welsh every single time. But he's just getting the ball away. Now, if they're passing the ball, I've got to wonder if the quarterback would be sacked or not.
Jones that time picks up about 2 tough yards, make it 3rd down and 5, and that's going to be the last play of the first quarter, it looks, as we're winding down under 10 seconds here. The ball's at the Norristown 35-yard line. And we're going to end the first quarter here and change sides. No score so far, folks, here on a beautiful evening at Norristown's Roosevelt Field. The 2-3 Eagles, 0-3 league this season. A little bit disappointing for Coach Roger Grove and his team so far. I know these Eagles are determined to come back here at home. They've got 4 straight games at home, including this one. They want some wins up on the board.
All right, so once again, we've got a 3rd and 6 for William Tennent, just about to start the second quarter. Tennent so far has been running the ball nicely. And they're down in the Norristown territory, about the Norristown 35.
And 8 straight carries by Bernie Jones here on this drive.
There he goes to the air.
Beautiful.
Caught it. Oh, they say no catch. That was number 21, Dennis Mead. Had it right in his hands, ran right up the middle. No, that was number 87, David Nelk.
It was the tight end, number 87, David Nelk. Would Jeff and I lie to you?
Does he have a chance with the 2 of us eyeballing all his calls? No way.
He's doubting us. I am surprised. This is quite shocking.
It's insubordination.
Well, the pass was incomplete up the middle. Receiver had it right in his hands, but good coverage that time.
You notice now he says the receiver.
We'll generalize.
I like that.
We'll generalize.
Field goal try here.
4th and 6. For the field goal, no, it's going to fall short. Number 14, Bob Rosenberger. Like he was
just your typical 53-yard attempt in high school. He only came up about 13 yards too short. And
40's still good. It was straight. It was just very, very short. So now Norristown will set up at their own 20. I formation. Sessa turns, hands to Ruttman. Ruttman found a little hole up the middle, squeezed through for about 4 yards.
Making the stop, Eric Brown, senior for Tennent. By the way, Walt, this is my favorite time of game. Ready, Jeff? You've got to give like all the credits now.
Oh, geez, why do you do this to me? Nope, can't do it now. Norristown's already lined up. We'll have to do it at the next stop of play.
Ruttman taking the handoff that time, coming up near side. Pretty sure he picked up the first yard there, all depending on where the ball's marked. It will be close. Yes, first down, picks it up by about 1.5 yards. Ball being marked at the 33.
Okay, folks, of course, this game being brought to you by the Norristown Area School District. Mr. Sam Galbraith is our producer and director tonight. I'm Jeff Brandon, along with Walt Fry and Alan Raleigh. We'd like to thank Sam and his assistants, Cindy McNeil and Jason Cleary, who are helping us out on camera tonight. Not bad, only one slip-up.
Sessa pitches back to Ruttman. Ruttman around the end, finds the hole, breaks the tackle.
Boy, what a burst of speed there. Broke that first tackle and then took off. Picked up another 13 yards afterwards.
When he gets that head of steam, it's just so tough to bring him down. He broke one tackle.
14-yard pickup in all.
And Norristown now driving the ball well.
Ball being marked at the 49 of Norristown. Needless to say, their best drive of the evening.
Sets a hand straight up the middle to Marcus Smith. Smith rumbles for close to a first down.
So many looks in that backfield for Norristown. Sometimes they've got the three backs, then they'll send Mike Carroll and they'll split him out to the wide side. Then they'll come back and they'll be running the I the next time.
Smith got 8. It'll be 2nd and 2. Okay, we've got Priest Ramsey out wide left. They go up the middle once again. That'll be good for a first down, looks like. That was Mike Carroll that time on the carry. We've got a timeout.
And by the way, for all you, well, I was going to say supportive fans, but I don't know if that's really the case any longer. I think this act wore thin many years ago. But I am quite impressed, and I want to tell all the viewers out there that Jeff Brannon, 3 days removed from his honeymoon. And a matter of fact, I think you're now, what, like brother-in-laws here, you and Walt? Yeah?
Right.
You and your lovely wife, Andrea? I mean, you showed up here to this Norristown game, and I am quite impressed because, frankly, after going, got to be sick to be coming here on a Friday night in 50-degree weather.
Well, I got to tell you, it was 90 degrees and sunny every day there. Just beautiful, absolutely fantastic. I just want to mention to folks that you were in my wedding party, and the one request
you paid me.
And the one request that I made was that you be on time. And for the first time in your life that I can remember, I didn't ask your mom, but for the first time I can remember, you were on time.
But who was here at 7 o'clock for a 7:30 game tonight? And what time did you arrive this evening with Walt?
7:15, I think it was.
Married, and suddenly you're taking on all these bad habits. Andrea, the game tonight.
Yeah, I have a special written note.
Walt, do you realize you got to put up with this stuff the rest of your life? .9:27 to go here in the first half. Still a scoreless game. 3rd and 1.
Another look this time. John Ruttman out wide. They go straight up the middle to Mike Carroll. Carroll is stacked up. 3 or 4 Tennent players right there to stop him.
Boy, it's going to be awfully close.
They say 4th and 1, but it sure looks like a very, very short one.
Norristown going to go for it.
They bring in number 65, Steve Clark, for short yardage blocking.
In years past in the short yardage situation, Roger Grove's favorite play has always been the quarterback keeper.
Turns, he pitches to Ruttman. He'll get the first down, a little bit more, turns it up the line. Ruttman turned it up the line, took number 84, Troy Mitchell, head on. Got a couple more yards.
I'll tell you, the key to that play, though, was a block by Marcus Smith. Number 14, Rosenberg, Bob Rosenberg, was ready to make this play behind the line of scrimmage. Just took him right out of the play, and that allowed Ruttman to turn the corner and go for the first down.
Well, that's Marcus Smith's main purpose back there, is to block and to get some short yardage, and sometimes as a surprise runner. And he does it so well. Sessa turns, little misdirection play to Ruttman. That's not going anywhere. Number 87, David Nelk, takes him down for close to a 5-yard loss. Looked like a little confusion back there. Sessa and Ruttman collided as Sessa tried to hand the ball off, and Ruttman got nowhere.
Yeah, that play didn't fool anybody on the Tennent defense. A 7-yard loss, 2nd and 17.
2nd and 17.
Again, the 2 wide receiver formation, Carroll and Ramsey. Sessa turns, he looks to throw. Tried to go out that time to number 20. No, that was number 30, Marcus Smith, the intended receiver. A little bit short, Smith couldn't come up with it. So now Norristown will have a 3rd and 17 from the Tennent 38-yard line. to throw again. Throws sideline. Nice play that time by number 14, Bob Rosenberger, to knock that ball away. The intended receiver, number 22, Mike Carroll, going down the sidelines. Rosenberger got over there. It looks like Norristown might be forced to punt. Low snap, Wennick digs it out nicely. Shanks it a little over to the sidelines, going for the corner. They let it roll.
Picked up another 5 yards on the roll. Ball's going to be marked down around the 14-yard line.
So certainly not a bad punt. Puts Tennent back deep. If Norristown can hold them to 3 downs here, they'll come out of this with good field position.
Still a scoreless game, but Tennant's last series of plays, every one of them a running play until the very last one, which was a drop completion. Doing the bulk of the work, Bernie Jones, number 42. Who's the deep man in the backfield at the moment. And he takes the ball, this time going up on the left side, picks up about 6 yards.
Tennent with pretty much just a straightforward running attack. Must have some big linemen up there because getting the job 750, well, another one's 210, one 190. They're almost all of them over 200 pounds.
They grow them big in Warminster.
So they can really move some people up on that front line.
A lot of excitement
that
here
time.
tonight,
The handoff to Bernie Jones didn't go for much.
It's been non-stop so far.
I was just remarking over on this other side. Well, sorry to walk over here. All the excitement here, you can just tell. Fever pitch the fans are at.
I think they call it electric. It's an electric.
If we had a blanket up here, it would be.
First and 10 for Tennent. They turn handoff up the middle. Ball carrier finally dragged down at about the Tennent 30.
Looks like a loss of a couple of yards that time.
No.
No?
They say he gained about 5.
That happens all the time. You think they lose, and then they pick up 5 just like that.
It's those bifocals you wear.
Yeah. Better get them readjusted.
The pitch this time to Jones around the end. Gets away from a Norristown tackler. Fights it for a first down.
Around the left side. Third and 2.
No, he's short of the first down. It's 3rd and 2. We have 5:06 left to play in this first half. Still a scoreless game. They turn, they hand off up the middle to Jones. One man to beat. That's de Blasio. De Blasio brings him down. We've got a flag right at the spot.
I think that's going to be an inadvertent face mask penalty there. Or it could be, well, that should only be a 5-yarder if that's the case.
But Jones broke right through that middle in the 3rd and 2 play.
That's what it.
De Blasio running right with him, caught him, and brought him down.
Interesting here. The preliminary indication was it is a face mask call. Of course, if it's an inadvertent one, it's a 5-yard penalty. If it's a flagrant violation, it's a 15 yards marked off, and that's what it looks like it's going to be here, Walt. So you pick up 35 and have another 15 tacked on.
And often you'll see that happen when a man is trying to run down a ball carrier. You see him just reach up and grab that face mask.
I'm sure it was not an intentional one, although that's how it's viewed in the penalty book. But at that point, it.
Looks like a personal foul that time.
I think that's what it was. I think it was a late hit. It's so hard to tell because you're in the far end zone and right in the corner. Either way, half the distance marked off to the goal line. I believe the ball is sitting between the 1 and 2 yard line right now.
Personal foul.
That's what it was. Looked like a personal foul on Norristown. So Tennent knocking on the door here. We've got 4:37 left to play in the first half. Scoreless game, but Tennent threatening. They turn, they hand off to Jones. Jones is in for the score. So Bernie Jones, the workhorse here on this William Tennent Panthers team, takes the ball in from 2 yards out with 4:29 left to play. Tennent goes up 6. Number 24, Brian Myers, hits the extra point.
I tell you what, the leading gainer offensive drive for Tennent was certainly Bernie Jones. Second leading offensive component for Tennent was the Norristown defense. Did a good job of keeping that drive alive for William Tennent.
That's true. 35-yard pickup by Jones midway through the drive, and then, of course, the real costly penalty. One of 6 now incurred by the Eagles tonight. The bad penalty, of course, a 15-yard personal foul. Yeah, face masking. Oh, thanks. I knew we had you here for some reason. By the way, do you notice a little bit on the chilly side, kind of a dull game? And where's Tony Koya? I saw
on the Riviera.
Well, you passed him someplace.
Right.
Walt, have you noticed that? Tony Koya is never here unless it's like sunny and we don't play any day games.
He sends people to do his dirty work. He won't. He's not going to come. He's the head man.
Whew, doesn't mince any words.
Well, you know what it is? Tony lost his knit cap, and he's afraid to go out now that his hair is thin like that. He's afraid to go out and catch a cold, so Marie won't let him come out in these kind.
Oh, I understand now.
Okay, number 24, Brian Myers set to kick off for Tennent. John Rutten and Mike Carroll back deep. Myers, low line drive, taken by number 4, Dwayne Smith. Smith brings it back, right up the middle. Nice run, found a big hole. Great blocking by the Norristown special teams. The kicker, number 24, Brian Myers brought him down. And Dwayne Smith gives Norristown great field position at about the Tennent 47.
I'll tell you, that's just what Norristown needed here after falling behind early. Get a good return. Excellent field position, as you said, ball being marked at the 46-47, and plenty of time to get on the board, 4 minutes to go.
So the strategy of the low kickoff doesn't work. And Norristown with the 3-back formation. They turn, fakes, Sessa going long. Defender fell. That was number 14, Bob Rosenberger, fell. Intended for number 4, Dwayne Smith. A little bit longer, they might have had it.
I believe Sessa now 0 for 5 on the evening.
So 2nd and 10 for Norristown. Sessa fake up the middle to Ruttman. Ruttman gets across midfield into Tennent territory. Looks like he's about the 45 of William Tennent. We'll see where they spot the ball. That's where they will spot it, at the 45. And he'll have short 2 yards to go. Mike Carroll in the slot. Priest Ramsey out wide. Sessa fumbles the snap.
I think the Eagles did recover it, though.
Sessa almost had it. Then it looked like John Ruttman dove in and recovered the ball. Very alert play by Ruttman. That's really a shame on the 3rd and short yard. Norristown's been running the ball fairly well. Probably could have gotten the 2 now at 4th and 5.
Looks like they're going to punt here.
So 2:45 left to play. Another Norristown drive is thwarted, partially by William Tennent, partially by their own mistakes. Winnick with a nice punt. Fair catch that time by number 14, Rosenberger. Don't ask me why. No one within about 20 yards of him. But so Tennent, definitely one word to describe them would be conservative.
But they're winning. Can't knock success. 2:33 to go.
So the fair catch made it about the Tennent 19, and that's where their start with 2:33 left to play in the William Tennent up 7-0. That handoff looked like up the middle. It's number 44, Tom Hotham on the carry. I believe that's the first carry for him tonight.
Finally, somebody else in Bernie Jones.
He got 5. Every Tennent play, going for at least 3 or 4 yards.
And Bernie Jones has been the offense. Welsh with just 1 pass attempt this evening. As you said, Hoffman, that's the first time he touched the ball.
So 2nd and 5 for William Tennent. Hand off to Jones. Over the left side. Not enough down. No, it will be enough for the first down. Slow scoreboard there. And it's 1st and 10. Every play looks like it's stopped right in that Norristown line, but Jones wriggles his way for at least 5 yards. Jones again on the carry. Gets good yardage over the left side. Looks like Rich Romano that time in on the tackle for Norristown. And once again, we're at 2nd and 5. Only 1:14 left to play in this first half. Tennent looks like they'll be content to just run the ball. Go into halftime with a 7-0 lead.
Bill Kaufman, we have an emergency at the front gate for Bill Kaufman. Emergency at the front gate.
Now they changed it. Earl Kaufman. Earl.
Judy, you're calling Earl Kaufman to the front gate. Earl.
Boy, Walt, this is pretty exciting, huh?
You guys need a rest here? This breakneck pace?
You know, a picture
I'm
is
going a
worth,
little bit hoarse, Jeff.
picture is worth 1,000 words, and
Tell Walt Whaley's here alone next week, and it'll probably be the most exciting game of his life.
They go up the middle. Nothing there.
that's a first. Norristown stopped a running play.
And that was number 44, Tom Hotham once again.
There's obviously a trend developing here. Hoffman, 2 carries, no yards. Jones, probably about 20 carries and at least 110 by now.
Could call Hotham their possession runner, I guess. They throw this time across the middle. Picked off by number 9, Kem John.
Now, Walt, I got to ask you, they've thrown 1 pass, and that came early in the 2nd quarter. They're running the ball at will. There's less than a minute to go, and they're still in their territory, and now they throw it up?
I guess they figure that maybe a little surprise to fool Norristown and go into halftime with an even bigger lead. You never know what that Norristown's going to do at any time. We've said before, anybody can break one.
Well, Norristown's just been presented with a golden opportunity here. As you said, 30 seconds to play. I believe Welsh was intercepted 3 times last week. He's 0 for 2 tonight, with one of the passes being intercepted now.
So we'll see what Norristown does with it. 37 seconds left. They're at the Tennent 44-yard line. Mike Carroll in motion. Sessa rolls out the pass. Oh, no.
Breakdown in the offensive line that time. Coming through, number 88, Kevin McCarthy. Looks like he was in on the Eagles snap count. Eagles immediately take a timeout. 2nd and 20, so a 10-yard loss. That's going to put the ball back now on the 47-yard line.
But back to the interception, number 9, Kem Johnson, for the first week now starting. And good anticipation. Tried to go over the middle. He just went right up, picked the pass off, brought it back for some yardage. I think that's what Norristown needed, even if they don't score here. Just something to kind of turn the game around. Norristown will discuss what they want to do here with 27 seconds. So they want to try a trick play or put the ball in the air or just hope one of the running backs breaks one.
Ordering sandwiches for halftime, maybe?
Not much time left for a drive. Sessa up the middle to Ruttman. Ruttman puts his head down, bowls over number 23, Guillermo Isaac, but Isaac eventually brings him down. We've got another timeout for Norristown, and a man down on the field for William.
That was a good play for Norristown, though. You figured Tennent was looking for the obvious pass, 2nd and 20 with 20-some seconds left here in the first half. Ruttman broke one for about 25 yards earlier. I believe it was in the first quarter on the same delayed draw.
Well, had it not been for Isaac, Ruttman just had open field and almost broke the tackle, but a good open field tackle that time by Isaac. We'll try and get the number of that man down for William Tennent. And he's up and walking off. It's number 63, Eric Brown. Interior lineman, injured in the heat of battle there. Walks off under his own power. We'll probably see him back. And Norristown with a 3rd and 14 at the Tennent 47. Sets a back to throw across the middle to Smith. Nice sliding catch by Smith. That's number 4, Dwayne Smith. And Norristown uses their last timeout with 11 seconds left.
That's Sessa's first completion in 7 attempts tonight.
And Smith went right to the first down mark and made a real nice catch. But because I just 1 yard short of the first down.
Well, with no timeouts left, this more or less is going to be the last play. Got to figure Norristown's just going to throw it deep and hope.
Well, they obviously don't have the time to just go for the first down, being that they don't have any more timeouts. So on 4th down, they really have no other choice, unless they want to just throw a sideline route and either get Winnick on the field for a field goal or try another play towards the end zone.
You were commenting, Jeff, about number 77 rumbling off the field.
I said, that's a big boy.
He goes short to Marcus Smith. Smith is brought down. 2 seconds, 1. No.
They can't stop the clock here.
Saying run it.
Oh, there was an injured player down, that's why. 2 seconds, so the Eagles inadvertently get a break. Of course, it is a Norristown player down on the field. So that is an official's timeout.
appears to be Marcus Smith injured on the play.
Number 32, the receiver, Marcus Smith, injured. Looks like he might have gotten his leg twisted under him there on the tackle.
He's walking off, though, under his own power. Rob Winnick is going to attempt this field goal attempt, try.
Looks like the ball is going to be put down at the 20-yard line. That would make it a 30-yard field goal.
The minute the player steps off the field, official signals for the clock to start, and there you go.
There it goes, 1 second. No, get it. Winnick hit the field goal.
Despite
the snap was after the clock expired. So Norristown does not get the 3 points. And after 1 half of play here, Norristown will go into the locker room down 7-0. We'll be right back with a recap after this.
About 4.5 minutes ago, William Tennent, 2 pass attempts in the first half, one of which was intercepted.
Field goal. I mean, he put some good foot into it. I think it was probably good, but we'll never know.
That's true, and I think you've just seen another example of what's been plaguing Norristown for the past 3 weeks. It's been inconsistency. In the first quarter, I think the Eagles basically were hurt by numerous penalties. 5 flags cost them 45 yards, and we were only 5 minutes into the game.
Well, William Tennent established ball control with some assistance from the Norristown defense. Tennent didn't look real sharp early, but Norristown penalties Tennent the ball and kept it in their possession for most of that first half. I think the time of 3, there's no wind. I think it's just a matter that he's not on for whatever reason, but I don't think it's the weather conditions. I might be wrong, but that'd be my bet.
So what do you look for as far as Norristown coming out here in the second half?
That's a tough call. They've got to contain Bernie Jones on defense. Obviously, they've got to keep Jones in the backfield. Norristown's got to stop him before they can do anything else. If they don't have the ball, they can't score too well. On offense, Sessa's got to complete a few short passes, get some rhythm, get some confidence for himself back. And I would spread the ball around a little bit in the backfield. Keep Rutman in the game.
Jason Cleary at the helm at the moment, so any screw-ups, make sure you send those postcards and letters to Jason Cleary in care of Norristown School District.
And of course, Tony Koya, warm in front of the fire tonight in his historic Bucks County home. Yeah, something to be said for his managerial abilities, delegating this game to Sam Galbraith.
Well, that's what, Sam makes the big bucks.
Oh, I know.
I mean, they don't pay us. They got to be paying somebody.
Yeah, the money's not going here. I know that. There's only one man there, and John said no.
That the Norristown offense, which has really struggled the past month, needs to get on track.
And the extra point is good. That knocks the game at 7, and talk about getting on the board quickly.
I mean, Walt Fry didn't even have a chance to go ahead and switch our diagrams here for the rosters for the players.
I know.
That's real nice, guys. Thanks a lot. You throw me out and the most exciting play of the game.
And we knew what was going to happen. We're not stupid. It's years of experience.
Error.
Again, they got him that time.
And as we said at halftime, Jeff, this is the key for Norristown. They've got to stop Jones. Eagles' defensive line, which generally that's been the strong point of their play over the years, because they have the extra size on the defensive line, but they couldn't stop Jones in the first half.
That time, Marcus Smith, who is back in the ball game after being helped off the field at the end of the first half, made the tackle. We have an official timeout right now.
That was just an equipment check there for one of the Eagles. Number 78, Vinny Catagnis, was having something on his official. 2nd and 7. Welsh giving the ball to Jones. First man up out of the eye. Picks up maybe a couple of yards. It's going to be 3rd and 4.
Number 66, Chuck Biago on the tackle.
Yeah, they're saying Jones picked up 4 there, so it's 3rd and 3. Oh, for the first time,
Looked like somebody's got off early that time. And you're right. Look at that eagle eye.
And Walt Fry didn't even spot me that one. I got to see it myself. We should have had a spotter like many, many years ago for all those games when we really desperately needed one. Of course, it wasn't in the budget at that time.
That's right.
By the way, the CBS chalkboard never has arrived, has it?
It hasn't been here for 8 years. I doubt it ever will be.
Darn. John Madden's not taking...
Only the 3rd pass attempt by the Panthers tonight.
Of course, the last attempt by Welsh, an interception with about 37 seconds to go in the first half. Backs in the eye, Jones the deep man lining up behind Welsh. Welsh dropping back again. The Eagles rush coming. He unloads it to Bernie Jones. Jones drops it out. He was thinking about all that open room in front of him.
I tell you, Bernie Jones had some wide eyes there. He said, I have the ball. I have 3 guys out in front of me, and there's only 1 blue jersey in the way. Jones looked away too soon, though.
Number 65, number 78, Agnes in there, along with number 61, Rich Romano. Carroll taking the pitch this time, has some running room. Oh, correction, that was Ruttman. Well, they all have those numbers with 2s in it, Jeff.
Walt told me to get you on that when he said he owes you from the first quarter.
Ruttman picking up 5 yards there on the sweep. Second and 5, 8 minutes to go here in the third. This time the Eagles' backs lined up in an I formation. Give to the up man. Pickup of about 2 or 3 yards, carrying the ball that time for Norristown. Let's see.
Looks like Marcus Smith, number 32.
Okay.
3rd and 1 for Norristown now. So we're all tied up at 7.
You know, in all the years we've been doing these games, I think this is 9. Do you recall seeing such a junior-dominated squad?
No, it's very odd for Norristown to have such a young squad out there, especially at so many key positions.
This time,
but again,
little misdirection play, netting him 16 yards. He is so fast and so explosive and so hard to take down, too. I mean, this could do wonders for a young Eagles team's confidence if they can take the ball down and get a score here. I mean, they have really been struggling to get into the end zone the last month.
You can tell from the raw talent that they have on the field, and Walt said it earlier, the talent's there, it's just a matter of execution. I mean, that talent was recognized early. The Philadelphia Inquirer rated them 2nd in the region behind CB West.
After the win against PW, and plus, maybe Walt would know better than either one of us, but didn't most of these guys play together in like the JV or the...
Battled them up some big holes, especially right side where we have Catagnis and Steve Clark.
You know, Walt mentioned in the first half, William Tennent has a very big defensive line, something the Eagles usually don't see. This time, Sessa nowhere. It might have been a broken play there. I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. It looked like Sessa on the keeper. It looked like a play to me, but I wasn't sure. You never can tell with that kind of thing.
Kind of surprising the Eagles getting away from what they had just been successful from the 4 or 5 previous plays. As we pointed out in the pregame show, Coach Rogers never lost 4 straight games in the 10 years he's been here at Norristown. Eagles 0-3 in the league, 3 consecutive losses after victories against Bishop Kendrick and Plymouth Whitemarsh. 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. The game's tied at 7. Smith and Ruttman in the backfield, and we have a whistle delay of the game on Norristown, taking too much time to get that play off. There seemed to be a little confusion there on what was going to be run.
What do you think? You think Roger Grove is a little displeased at this point?
Ticked off, I think, would be a mild way of expressing it.
That'd be the polite way of expressing it. I like that. Delay a game.
I don't know if we have it on camera there, but Coach Grove just there with his hands at his side going, what's going on? Out in front of his bench.
Going to be second down. What do they make that, 17 now?
Boy, and once again, the penalties. The Eagles had such a promising drive, and now you're looking at 2nd and 16, they're calling it.
First down all the way down to the William Tennent 10-yard line. Boy, that's going for nothing.
Oh, a couple of yards lost, too.
Mike Carroll looked like he was trying the doorway to see who was home. There was just no place to go.
Whatever happened to the blue shirts on that play?
That time, number 83, Cale Carver, had great penetration.
I'll tell you, Jeff, 2 consecutive runs by Ruttman and then a great carry by Marcus Smith. The Eagles had moved the ball down to the 21-yard line. Then we had Sessa on either a keeper or a broken play, stopped for nothing. Then we had a penalty drop him back, and here Carroll, no running room. Now the ball back on the 33, 3rd and 22.
It's like watching another team. It's like out there.
There you go. The momentum shifted again.
Jekyll and Hyde football.
Sessa may have to be forced to put it up here. He's only 1 for 7 on the evening. He's rolling back, has some time. Oh, almost intercepted.
I can't believe that pass was completed. Marcus Smith brought that ball down. Guillermo Isaac there on the tackle. Still going to leave them with 4th down and about 12 to go.
That was a heck of a catch. That went right through the defender's hands, right into Smith's. So now you're looking at 4th and 13. What are you going to do? You're going to go for the field goal or are you going to play it?
Disastrous play for the Eagles. Had Nelk returned that ball for a touchdown.
So there you have it. A promising drive just blows up in Norristown face. Now instead of looking at a chance at taking the lead, now they've got Tennent on the offensive again.
Hard to believe how that just turned around so quickly. And you're right in saying that the key to it was the penalty.
Exactly. First down, suddenly you had 1st and 10, then it's 1st and 15.
We don't normally see a big man like Vinny Catagnas run that far to catch up to a quarterback. Catagnas 6'2", 210.
And that ball being marked at the 35-yard line, 1st and 10 for Tennent. 2.5 to go in this third quarter. Game's tied at 7.
What a shift in momentum.
Backs in the open set, almost a dropped snap there. They give it to Hoffman, the up back. He only picks up maybe a couple of yards. Welsh should be 3rd and 10, but all for naught, he dropped it.
But I tell you, both of these teams are pretty good themselves in the foot here tonight. They've managed to stop each other's drives.
You know, the ball now is going to be, let's see, about the 32-yard line. They tried a 53-yard field goal in the first quarter.
What the heck? This is only a 49-yarder. This is a short one.
Well, I see Welsh in there, so apparently they are going to go for it. 4th and 6.
Now, that's a gutsy call. Roger Grove just had the same situation. Well, we would have had the same situation had they had Tennent not intercepted.
Passing downs tonight, Welsh 1 for 4. That's it. So that should pretty much end that one. Most likely going to force the punt now.
I think we'll see the punting squad now. Have you ever seen more delay of game calls in one high school game? This must be the 4th or 5th between the two teams.
I think we've had 5 delay game calls, as you said, and I believe this is the 12th penalty overall. And we've still got a whole quarter of football to play here.
Tons of penalties. They're still going to go 4 down. 4th and 11.
I'm kind of surprised by this.
From the 38-yard line. This is going to give, the reverse.
And around, yeah. Not too much yardage by Troy Mitchell that time. He took it from Bernie Jones. He took it from Welsh, the quarterback, maybe picking up 6-7 yards.
Chad Ocknick, good pursuit that time to drive the ball carrier outside.
So the Eagles now will take over the ball at the 35-yard line. That was really strange. I would have punted and put him deep in the territory because prior to blowing up there on offense with the penalty and a couple of questionable calls, Norristown was really moving the ball up the field.
Yeah, and I mean, you've got a whole quarter to play. Why not put Norristown deep, put them back down at the 5, get the ball back in good field position yourself, and set up your offense again. Now you have the Eagles with great field position. You start them out at the 35-yard line. I mean, I'm all for it. Be aggressive, 4th and 1, go for it, all that stuff. But 4th and 11 is a little different story, especially when you don't have much of a passing game.
1st and 10 yards down from the 35-yard line.
Carroll, Smith, and Ruttman all in the backfield behind Sessa. 35 seconds and counting here in the third quarter. Game tied at 7. The give is to Carroll. He goes off tackle on the left side, and for the first down, pickup of 17 yards on the play. Eagles in Tennent territory, ball being marked at the 47.
I tell you, all those Norristown runners are so similar in their style. Both of them are charge ahead, bring me down, it's going to take 5 of you.
Well, the Eagles this year, as in previous years, they don't have that one big star to rely on, a Timmy Carroll, a Denson, a Denny Boy. And this I don't know, what would you call it? Yeah. And as we said earlier, they have so many different looks. Here they have the 3 lined up in the backfield. Other times they go to the eye or the open set. This time the give is to Ruttman. And for the first time in a while, Ruttman stopped here. Last play of the quarter, and that's how it ends. 7-7. Ruttman picking up maybe a yard on the play. So when the fourth quarter gets underway, it should be, 2nd and 8 yards.
Yep, 2nd down and 8. We've got 12 minutes to play in this ball game, folks. We're tied at 7.
it, so we'll switch sides. Not really much of a wind factor. That really doesn't matter much.
Now, the weather hasn't played too much of a factor here tonight. It has been a little chilly, but no wind. The field is not slick. There's nobody's losing their footing or no bad grip or anything.
Did you requisition the portable heaters for the press box? I was just wondering. I mean, I know it's not that cold, but I thought you had pool around here.
You got to stop wearing those short sleeve shirts. I keep telling you about that.
Darn, I forgot.
Gonna have to talk to your fiance.
Look at my credit card.
All right, Norristown 3 backs again. They pitch back to Carroll. Carroll coming outside, beats the man around the end, breaks it, still on his feet. Knocked out of bounds at the 20.
There's a flag on the play.
Number 42, Mr. Everything, Bernie Jones, finally stopped Carroll after a long gain.
It looks to me like the penalty is going to be against Norristown. I can't conceive of what this might be unless it's a clip. The flag was thrown right down just about at the 20-yard lines where Carroll was knocked out of bounds. But they're marking it off against Norristown. Boy, that's tough. You negate a fine 25-yard run.
Personal foul.
Once again, the call against Norristown. Clipping, there it is. Boy, that's tough. You get a man who runs 30 yards and you bring it back 15 on him.
But Carroll still with the first down.
I tell you, Carroll showed some excellent speed outside that time. Beat all the defenders.
And hitting with the head. So it's 3 personal fouls.
They turn this time to Ruttman. Ruttman breaks it. No, almost broke that. Give is up. Smith takes about 5 guys to get him down. And it looks like he'll have the first down. That's right.
And Smith comes up limping.
Could possibly still be hurting from that last time when he had to come out of the game, but still in there grinding it out.
Marcus is going to stay in the ball game. Once again, our score tied at 7. We have 11 minutes to play in the ball.
The pitch is back to Carroll. Carroll, nice little move to get it up in the hole. Gets maybe 6 yards.
Good lead block that time by Smith.
Tackled by number 87, David Nelk. Thank you, Alan.
Don't forget, folks, this game brought to you by the Norristown Area School District. We have an official's timeout on the field. Mr. Sam Galbraith is our producer and director tonight. Assisting him on camera, Cindy McNeil and Jason Cleary. And I'm Jeff Brandon along with Walt Fry and Alan Raleigh. So 2nd down and 3 for Norristown. Roger Grove hasn't had many of these opportunities tonight. Do you think he's going to go to the air here, go for it all on this play?
Well, they're down. Looks like they're inside the William Tennent 20. Keep pounding the ball inside, outside, but on the ground.
I like that call.
3 running backs behind. They hand it off to Ruttman. Ruttman is hit right at the line. Falls forward for maybe 1 or 2.
That time, Guillermo Isaac, number 23, in on the tackle. I love that name, Guillermo Isaac. That's great. They lost a yard on that play, Walt. 3rd and 3.
Carroll will get it back. Carroll around the end. 1 man to beat. Still on his feet. Had to be knocked out of bounds by Guillermo Isaac again. Carroll just spinning away from people. Looked like he broke the tackle of number 34, which there is none. So it could.
Might have been number 84 for William Tennent. That's Troy Mitchell. In any event, the Eagles have the ball first and goal at the 4-yard line of the William Tennent Panthers.
And Carroll goes for another 22 yards. So right at the doorstep, 9:27 left to play, game tied. The pitch back to Ruttman. Ruttman over the right side, touchdown.
Untouched. Nobody laid a glove on him.
Norristown line opened up a huge hole. Ruttman found this right through.
Sean Bates that time had his arms out. Ruttman ran right underneath him.
So Ruttman with both touchdowns for Norristown tonight. Rob Winnick going to try and put Norristown up by 7. And now the crowd comes alive. Winnick's kick is up and good. And 22 left to play. And on the 4-yard run by John Ruttman, Norristown goes up 14-7.
Well, the Norristown offense finally put it together, Walt, and they did it with diversity. Carroll and Smith all being used heavily in the backfield. Of course, Walt, a key factor there, the Eagles started that drive in great field position when Coach Mark Collins elected not to punt with his squad. The Eagles took over their own 35, and Mark Carroll did the rest. Pardon me, Mike Carroll.
Ball goes right through number 24, Myers, and he has to down it deep in his own territory.
And they'll have to set up from the 6-yard line, it looks like, Walt.
I think that was number 84, Troy Mitchell. Misjudged that ball. When it hit a low line drive, and Mitchell misjudged it, let it bounce right in front of him, finally had to down it at the 6. So William Tennent with 94 yards to go. They got 9 minutes to do it. See what they can put together here. One man Jones, he gets the ball up the middle for a very short gain.
Well, William Tennent has their work cut out for them now. With only 8:41 to play in the ball game, the Eagles have taken control here. Tennent has really done nothing here in this second half to show any of that talent they displayed in the second quarter of this game. I think there's a direct correlation between their offensive success and Norristown trying to cut down on those defensive penalties.
Hand off to Jones again. Jones goes off the right side, puts his head down, maybe gets about, we'll say, 5 yards.
It's good for a coach to have somebody like that where he's deep in his own territory, down to his 6-yard line, doesn't have to go to his, give it to Jones, and Jones can give him some breathing room, which he just did with that first down.
And both offensive lines doing a tremendous job tonight, just opening up huge holes for their running backs. Tennent's out to their own 15. The pitch to Jones. Jones around the end. Beautiful tackle that time. Far side of the field, that was...
Number 66 for Norristown.
Number 66 is Chuck Biego. Great pursuit along the line. This looked like an option pitch for Welsh. Biego not fooled by it at all. Strung Jones out. Jones only 2 yards. Hand off to Jones again. Spins off the left side. He got 4, so it's 3rd and 4 for William Tennent. Another running play for William Tennent. Looks like they got close to first down yardage, and they got it. They'll move the chains. Six and a half left. Tennent out to their own 30. Oh, Jones tried to go through the middle. Vinny Catagnis right there to wrap him up. Jones only got one. Welsh outside, keeps it himself.
First down.
Gets the first down, brought down by number 56, Chuck Bell.
I tell you, that's twice Welsh has done that this evening, both for big gainers. Time's going to play a factor here, Walt. We're down to 5:48 remaining in the ball game. Tennent, though, grinding it out here. That's their third first down, I guess, on this drive. They've got the ball all the way up to their 42-yard line.
First man through that time. Looked like Jones again. Tennent just keeps pounding it off that left side. Getting maybe 3-4 yards of play. Good enough for first downs. That one only went for 2, though. Jones first through the line, and Jones didn't get much.
Now here's a crucial call for the Panthers. They've got third down and a long 5, make it 6. Under 5 minutes to play in the ball game. I say you got to get this first down, because I think if Mark Collins doesn't get it this time, he's gonna take fourth down and go for it.
No, they're driving the ball nicely, and they cannot give this ball up.
Now this is interesting. Timeout Norristown. I don't know if I'd have done that. I think I might have made them call the timeout. Use up theirs. And I guess what you hope is that it pays off, and that you've got your guys prepared for what you think the other team's going to do. Give them a chance to think about it. Roger Grove realizes what a big play this is.
And William Tennent needs seven yards for this crucial first down to keep their drive alive.
Walt Allen just mentioned to me that the last 2 times on third down, they ran the option, once passing and once with Welsh on the keeper, both for the first down. So maybe that's the little tidbit that they're passing out down there.
The downs here, which they probably will. I think you're probably going to see them keep it on the ground. I don't think they'd risk putting the ball up now. All right, so here it is, Tennent up to the line, 3rd and 7. 4:45 left to play. Norristown's up by a touchdown. Oh, movement that time on the left side of the line.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be encroachment or offsides even against William Tennent. 87, Dave Nelk, I think, is going to be called. There it is, illegal procedure. Don't worry, Alan. I give credit where credit is due. Alan Raleigh called the number on that one. I mean, I saw who it was, but I'm amazed Walt is he's still here in the 4th quarter. 4:45.
I'm amazed that he's not even wearing a coat. Walt, I mean, what's going on here?
He's young.
Oh, stylish too. Very
mod.
We're back to 3rd and 12 now. Draw play. Hotham up the middle. Maybe he got the penalty back, but not much else.
All right, now you have 4th down and the 7-4. Let's make it 6.
I'll tell you, that was an excellent stop by Priest Ramsey that time. I mean, he was lined up. He was in the backfield almost even with Welsh when the draw was, the ball was first handed off, and then he came back upfield and made the tackle too.
It's one thing we've seen tonight. Norristown really tackling well.
I'm surprised that Tennent's going to punt here. I think I'd probably go for it on this try. He's going to be called for delayed game. No, he got it off. Nope, he was going to fake for a minute there, but he did punt the ball. Oh, a fumble.
Fumbled.
Just what you don't want. Norristown fell on it. Boy, that is a lucky play for the Eagles. Mike Carroll was there. Wennick fumbled the ball, but Carroll was there to fall on it.
And Rob Wennick, getting a taste of his own medicine, the kickoff was a low line drive. After that touchdown and bobbled by Tennent. Now Wennick gets a low line drive, bobbles it, but Norristown falls on it.
Now explain that to me. Last time, the last series for William Tennent, they had the ball 4th and 11 with a whole play, and they went for it, failed. Norristown had great field position and scored. This time they've got under 4 minutes to play. They're trailing by 7, not tied, and they punt the ball away to the Eagles.
Well, you've got to have a lot of confidence in your defense.
Timeout Norristown.
As I was saying, you have to have a lot of confidence in your defense. And the way Norristown's been running the ball tonight, I just don't think they're going to have enough time to when they get the ball back to do anything. They've shown no real long passing attack, and even the running plays have not gone for much. They're just going for 5 yards
to play with. Well, should the Eagles wind this one out and come out on top, this will be a big win for them after going 0-3 the past 3 weeks. This will even their season record at 3-3 and bring them up to 1-3 in league play.
So Norristown's ball with 3:27 left. Everyone in tight, looking for the run.
At that time, the defender simply got his legs caught up with Ramsey, who had slowed down looking over his shoulder for the catch. But you got to throw the flag in that case.
And I think we should mention a nice touch by Sessa on that ball. I think Ramsey would have gotten to it, would have caught the ball.
I think
for
so.
the first down, and possibly would have taken it all the way for the touchdown with enough speed. So very critical play there.
With 2:09 to play here, Wennick, a low line drive punt.
It rolls. No, it's taken right there by Myers.
The Norristown 37. The ball's intercepted.
Sessa.
Pardon me, Sessa.
Sessa,
yeah.
and not only that, but I think he was maybe only unofficially 2 for 11 at that stage with an interception as it was.
Yeah, that's an interesting call. It was all for naught in any event. With the timeout on the field, player down.
I think that could be Marcus Smith again.
Smith has spent almost as much time on the ground as he has been running over it. 1:35 to play in this game. And Welsh throwing across his body, the lefty.
Welsh back to pass again. Turn to the right side, wide open down the side.
Ball's intercepted. Norristown, Rob Wennick picks the ball off the 20-yard line.
Talk about great anticipation. That should seal it for Norristown. And what a big play. What a big play by Rob Wennick.
Well, I'll tell you, he won the game, but if he'd have missed that ball, he would have lost the game, or actually it would have been up in the air because Bernie Jones had nobody behind.
But a great gamble at that time.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Oh, it was a fantastic play. Boy, I tell you, Wennick, what a play. We've got, what, 1:03 to play. Now you just run the ball 3 times. They try to strip him.
Sessa's still going. That was Sessa just up the middle on a little keeper. He's not kneeling it down. He's taking it right up the middle.
He got the first down, by the way, out to the 35-yard line. Eagles have 3 downs to snap the ball, and they can certainly run out the 48 seconds. Tennent obviously will try to strip the ball, create a fumble. Highly unlikely, though, in this kind of a situation. Norristown really doesn't have to do anything with the ball at all except fall on it.
you just can't lay off either any one.
Absolutely not. There's no focus for the defense. They've got to be aware of everybody back there. Sessa had a tough night at quarterback, but he kept his composure, kept his ball club in the game, and his running backs did it for him.
I think we can look at that and say Sessa had an off night, but Norristown won the game. Big team effort, and they're going to come up with a victory. So very, very positive for them.
Yeah, this is a big victory for Norristown to have lost 4 in a row, as Alan said, would have been centered here in the Roger Grove years.
Well, now you mentioned earlier, this is their first of 4 straight home games, and then they have to go up to CB West. So they really have to get rolling here at home so that they can still make an impact in their league.
Well, there are no easy games on this schedule. Norristown, I think, unquestionably playing in the toughest division in Pennsylvania. And we'll wind the clock down here.
That's going to do it. The game is over. Norristown pulls out a victory after trailing 7-0. They come back to win 14-7.
And we'll be back in just a moment with a wrap-up of this big Norristown victory.
Up by Mike Carroll's 22-yard run.
Folks, we're back, and the Eagles, a big victory, 14-7. Alan, second half, they did what they had to do. They got 14 points on the board. They really showed some diversity in the backfield. It wasn't all Ruttman. It was Mike Carroll and Ruttman, and the defense did the job.
Well, John Ruttman set the stage for the second half. Came out, returned the kickoff 95 yards, tied the game for the Eagles, and you could just see that the Eagles suddenly got that emotional lift. The momentum swung, and Norristown's defense, though, came up some very big plays once they got the lead, and of course they took that lead late in the third quarter.
Well, it was a nice play by Mike Carroll. He had a beautiful end-around run, 35 yards. They bumped him back 15 for a clipping call, but nonetheless, that got the Eagles going down into William Tennent territory. And Ruttman took it over, 9:22 remaining in the fourth, with a 4-yard run where he just squirted across the right side. Nobody touched him.
That's right. He went, I believe, Bates, the guy that's like 6'7" and 300 and some pounds or whatever. He literally went right through his arms. I wish we had instant replay to see this. Of course, Ruttman's only about 5'7" and 160 pounds. It was kind of a mismatch physically. But let's point out the play that set up that whole Norristown series, a very questionable call by Tennent. 4th and 11, they decided to go for it. Yet we saw here on the final minute of play, on a 4th and 13, 4th and 5, they decided to punt. A very strange series there.
Yeah, that was a tough call for Mark Collins. I didn't quite understand his rationale there, but I'm sure he had some reason. Like you said, that led to great Norristown field position. Then Carroll took over, and Ruttman took it in for the touchdown. The biggest play of the ball game, I think, unquestionably, Ruttman's 95-yard run to begin the second half.
That's true. And then Norristown got, as we said, the momentum and the emotional lift. Norristown's running game suddenly started to pick up, and we pointed this out at the halftime, maybe get a little more diversified attack, because pretty much it was Ruttman carrying the offensive load in the first half. Instead, in the second half, they got Mike Carroll more involved, and I think that was the key offensively. Carroll was coming off a 150-yard performance. I don't know what he ended up here, but he had to have at least 80 to 90 yards, and I think that way no one on Tennent could perhaps key on either Ruttman or Carroll. They had to worry about everybody.
Let's also give some credit to the Norristown defense. After giving up that second quarter score, now finally a win in league play this year. They're now 1-3 league, 3-3 overall. It gives them a little momentum continuing the rest of the season. It would have been real tough to play out the rest of this string, being 0-4 in your league, your first 4 games.
And as Walt said, this is the first of 4 consecutive home games before they go up to CB West. And, well, you know what's probably going to happen there. CB West with that state-long winning streak, state record winning streak.
Absolutely. And then last year, Norristown, the team who came closest to beating West, actually probably should have won the game, had it taken away from them in the final seconds. That should be a fascinating game. I still think Norristown's going to be up for